Before Mean Girls ruled the 2000s, there was Clueless, the ultimate 90s teen movie that gave us plaid skirts, epic burns, and slang we still quote today. But behind Cher's closet, Ty's makeover, and Josh's eternal charm, there are secrets you probably never knew. From real auditions gone wrong to fake fashion tech, let's dive into 20 weird facts that'll leave you totally buggin'. 1. Based on Jane Austen's Emma. Believe it or not, Clueless wasn't just a quirky teen comedy. It was basically a love letter to a 19th century novel. Director Amy Heckerling wanted to reimagine Jane Austen's Emma, a story about a rich, well-meaning girl who loves matchmaking but can't quite see her own romantic feelings. Replace Austen's refined English estates with sprawling Beverly Hills mansions and polite tea parties with lively high school gatherings, and you have the birth of Cher Horowitz. Heckerling even admitted she wanted the movie to be a modern-day Austen comedy of manners, just with more shopping. Talk about a classic remix. 2. Alicia Silverstone landed the role from an Aerosmith video. Let's talk about our queen, Cher. Casting Cher was no easy task. The studio wanted a known actress, but Amy Heckerling fought for Alicia Silverstone after seeing her in Aerosmith's music video, Crying. In the video, Silverstone played a rebellious teen, and Heckerling thought she had the perfect mix of confidence and charm. The rest is history. Interestingly, because of those Aerosmith videos, Alicia was nicknamed the Aerosmith Chick long before she became Cher. 3. Paul Rudd auditioned for multiple roles. Yes, Paul Rudd, everyone's favorite ageless wonder, wasn't originally cast as Josh. He actually auditioned for Murray, Dion's boyfriend, and Christian, the stylish new kid, before Heckerling realized he was perfect for Cher's ex-stepbrother/love interest. Imagine if Rudd had been Christian instead. Clueless might have been a completely different movie. 4. Brittany Murphy was just 17. Brittany Murphy, who played Ty, was only 17 during filming. Clueless was her breakout role, catapulting her from relative unknown to rising Hollywood star. At the time, Murphy was nervous about fitting in with the more seasoned actors, but her natural awkwardness and sweetness made Ty instantly relatable. Tragically, Brittany's no longer with us, but her performance as Ty was totally timeless. 5. Cher's 60-plus outfits. Let's talk about fashion, because honestly, what's Clueless without the outfits? Cher Horowitz wore over 60 costume changes, each one carefully chosen. Costume designer Mona May wanted Cher's wardrobe to be bold, playful, and totally Beverly Hills. From that yellow plaid set to those fuzzy backpacks, every look was a vibe. Costume designer Mona May was the real MVP, turning Cher into a style icon for the ages. 6. Mona May's fashion influence. Speaking of Mona May, to this costume designer, designs didn't just look good on screen, they influenced real 90s fashion. Her work in Clueless inspired trends like knee-high socks, miniskirts, and layered cardigans. Designers like Calvin Klein, Azadina Leia, and Dolce & Gabbana all got boosts thanks to Clueless. Even today, you'll see TikTokers recreating Cher's closet looks. 7. As if was real slang. You can't talk Clueless without the iconic as if. That's the most famous line of the movie, and it wasn't invented for the script. Amy Heckerling pulled it straight from Beverly Hills slang. Teens in the area were already saying it, and she wanted to capture that exact tone. The phrase blew up after the movie and became one of the most quoted lines of the decade. Admit it, you've said it at least once in your life. 8. The closet computer was fake. Cher's digital closet, the computer that magically paired outfits, was the envy of every teenager. But here's the catch. It didn't exist in 1995. That kind of software wasn't real. The production team created a special effect to make it look like Cher had futuristic fashion tech. Fast forward to today, and guess what? There are actual apps that do exactly what Cher's fake program did. She was ahead of her time. 9. Wallace Shawn was really a teacher. Mr. Hall, the sweet debate teacher played by Wallace Shawn, brought real-life classroom experience to the role. Before becoming an actor, Shawn was a high school teacher. His dry humor and awkward warmth were perfect for the part, especially in those hilarious scenes with Miss Geist. And yes, Shawn improvised some of his lines, leaning into his natural awkwardness. 10. Breckin Meyer learned to skateboard for Travis. Breckin Meyer, who played skater boy Travis, wasn't actually a skateboarder before the film. He had to learn tricks just to look convincing. Meyer later joked that he wasn't great at it, but his dedication paid off. Travis ended up being one of the most lovable characters in the movie, and his most tardies acceptance speech, comedy gold. 11. TV spin-off with Faison and Dash. Clueless didn't end with the movie. In 1996, it was turned into a TV series that ran for 3 seasons. Donald Faison and Stacey Dash reprised their roles as Murray and Dion, but Alicia Silverstone didn't return. Instead, Rachel Blanchard played Cher. The show never quite reached the same level of popularity as the movie, but it developed its own loyal fan base. 12. Schools refused to let them film. You'd think Beverly Hills High School would have been proud to host Clueless, right? Nope. The school board didn't want their image tied to a teen comedy, so the production had to shoot at Claremont High instead. The irony? Clueless ended up making Beverly Hills High more famous than ever, even though the movie wasn't filmed there. 13. Box office surprise. Let's talk numbers. On a budget of just $12 million, Clueless made over $50 million worldwide. That might not sound huge today, but in 1995, for a teen comedy, it was a smash hit. It opened at number 2 at the box office, right behind Apollo 13, proving that audiences were totally ready for Cher and her crew. 14. Alicia's on-set nickname. Even while filming, Alicia Silverstone couldn't escape her Aerosmith fame. The crew was so obsessed with her music video days that they kept calling her the Aerosmith chick on set. Luckily, Alicia had a sense of humor about it, though she was ready to shed that label and be known as Cher Horowitz instead. 15. Rollin' with the Homies was improvised. The iconic Rollin' with the Homies dance, performed by Brittany Murphy's Ty, wasn't in the script. Murphy came up with it on the spot, and Amy Heckerling loved it so much she kept it in. The movie became a mini-cultural phenomenon, proof that sometimes the best moments are the ones nobody planned. 16. You're a virgin who can't drive. That one line, "You're a virgin who can't drive," became Brittany Murphy's most quoted moment. What's wild is how quickly it blew up. Fans repeated it endlessly. MTV parodied it, and it became the ultimate teenage burn. Murphy later admitted she never expected it to stick in pop culture the way it did. 17. Cher's dad improvised. Dan Hedaya, who played Cher's tough but loving dad, was a total scene stealer. He improvised much of his dialogue. His natural sarcasm made Mr. Horowitz one of the funniest characters in the film. Lines like, "Anything happens to my daughter, I got a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anybody would miss ya," weren't just scripted, they were delivered with Hedaya's signature bite. 18. A 90s time capsule. Director Amy Heckerling had a big vision for Clueless. She wanted Clueless to be a time capsule of 90s teen life. That's why the film was loaded with slang, tech references, and pop culture nods. From the giant cell phones to the music to the outfits, Clueless feels like stepping into a perfectly preserved piece of the 90s. This movie is basically a love letter to the decade. 19. Zooey Deschanel auditioned. Before she was a quirky indie darling, Zooey Deschanel auditioned for Clueless. She didn't land a role, but imagine Zooey as Ty or Amber. The casting team went with other actors, but Deschanel went on to star in her own teen classic, Almost Famous, just a few years later. 20. MTV's Clueless Dictionary. The slang in Clueless was so influential that MTV actually released a Clueless dictionary. It explained terms like Betty, Monet, and buggin. Heckerling said she pulled real slang from local teens, but the movie amplified it so much that suddenly everyone was speaking fluent Cher Horowitz. So there you have it, 20 weird facts you probably didn't know about Clueless. From its hidden Austen origins to fake closet tech, improvised dances, and lines that became immortal, this movie is way more than just a teen comedy. It's a pop culture time capsule that shaped an entire generation. Which facts surprised you the most? And more importantly, what's your favorite Clueless outfit? Drop it in the comments. And let's keep this nostalgia rolling. Until next time, don't be clueless. Hit that like button, subscribe, and remember, as if